What is going on, guys? It's your boy Malik back with another YouTube video. And I know I've been promising you guys that I was going to update you on my fantasy team, my Yahoo NBA 2K22 Fantasy League. I'm in 2 leagues, but I've decided to just update you guys on this one because this was the one that I first drafted in. And through 5 weeks, it's not going so well, man. It's not going so well. I am officially 1-3. I've had a couple injuries, a couple people are underperforming, and like I said in my first video about my fantasy team, this team is not going to look the same the whole entire year. So I made some changes. I had to make some changes, and I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. And I also have a big surprise addition. Surprising that I got him. So I'm going to dive in. I want to show you guys what my team looked like before all the mess. So let's go. Now here's my squad, guys. This is the squad that I originally drafted. Of course, I had Luka. And while I'm going through this, I want to show you guys how bad my injury luck has been so far. So Luka, he's played all his games. Randall has played all his games. Sabonis has played all his games. Ingram has been hurt for like the past 2 weeks. That was a bummer. D'Angelo Russell was out for maybe a couple of games or so that was a bummer. Jaren Jackson has played all his games, if I'm not mistaken. Brogdon has been hurt. Halliburton has been hurt. Halliburton just came back. Hunter is out for 2 months. Daniel Gafford was hurt when I had him. Poole has played all his games. Giddey has played his games. And Pokusevski has played all his games, I think. So, as you can see, the injury bug hit me very bad these past 2 weeks. And that's probably why I'm 1-3. Because I haven't had a healthy squad since the first week. So, but of course, I had to change some things up. Like I said, there were a few people that were underperforming. So I had to drop some people, add some people, and another extra addition, guys. So let me show you what I got. So no surprise here, man. This was the player that I was talking about. Zanyon Williamson. Funny story on how I got him. Just scrolling through fantasy one day, just scrolling through the league, and I saw that somebody had dropped him. And I mean, I don't blame him. We don't know when he's coming back. They say he's still a few weeks away, but I had an injury spot reserved, so I picked him up immediately. As you can see, the dude has averaged 27 points and 7 rebounds last year. So I think that was a good pickup for me, and whenever he comes back, I know he's going to produce. Hopefully that he can stay healthy. So big pickup for me. Next, I got Dillon Brooks. Now, Dillon Brooks was also a player that started off the year hurt. I think he had a hand injury. But last year, he was also good as well, averaging 17 points. And, I mean, he was the starter next to Ja, shooting threes, playing good defense. So I think he's going to be a big addition to the team as well. Now, this was one of those additions that I feel like many people kind of looked at me and was like, who? But apparently, Franz Wagner has been a pretty solid rookie so far. He may be playing might be in the top 5 in the rookie ladder. But Franz Wagner has been playing well for the Magic. They are, of course, rebuilding, so everybody's going to get their opportunities, and Wagner is making the most out of his opportunity. So I just had to grab him. He was putting up good fantasy numbers as well, so I couldn't leave him out there for long. My last and final addition was Nicholas Patoon. He is in the starting lineup for the Clippers now, and he's not putting up Kawhi Leonard numbers, so I'm not expecting like some crazy fancy numbers like in the 50s or 40s, but he's been putting up a solid 25 to 30 points in the last couple of games, and he's not doing it with just scoring. He's getting assists, he's rebounding, he's been playing great defense, so he's getting blocks and steals. So I had to put him on my team, man. The way my team was looking, I needed somebody that can give me those consistent numbers. I went ahead and did a little first half gameplay for you guys like I did the first video. I decided to put my new additions in the starting lineup. So I got Brooks, Wagner, Patoon, Williamson, and I kept Luka in at point guard. I also had to put on the new fresh Nike City Edition jerseys. And I got the court to match with it, so you know it's going to go hard. But nah, I really like what the NBA did with the City Edition jersey for all teams. I mean, there may be a few that look the same or just don't look good, but for the most part, I think I like what the NBA has been doing with these jerseys. They change them every year. It's not the same. And it's just creative. I really like what the NBA has done. Actually, while this gameplay is going on, I wanted to talk about the Atlanta Hawks, since I am on the Hawks court and, you know, they got the jerseys on and whatnot. So, yeah, man, the Atlanta Hawks have not looked real good this season. They were on a 6-game losing streak before winning against the Bucks on Sunday. And I mean, there's a lot of things that you can say has been going on right now. The offense just doesn't look the same as it did last year. And I mean, you can really credit that to, and I mean, I just chalk it up to Nate McMillan's offense. We've all known that he's been kind of like the coach that loves the mid-range game, and that's what was really hurting the Hawks. They were shooting these long mid-range shots. They were settling, not getting into the offense, and that showed on the court for maybe the first part of the season. And I mean, things changed throughout the past couple of games, but they were still losing. So now you look defensively, and Clint Capella hadn't looked the same as he did last year. He was a Defensive Player of the Year candidate last year. And so far, at the beginning of the season, he hasn't looked that way. It's because of that Achilles injury that he suffered last year. And, you know, he had to rehab this offseason. And Coach McMillan said that he was just playing himself into game shape, honestly, these games. So I'm glad to see some improvement from him these past 3-4 games. Like this past week, he's looked real good. He probably looked his best against the Bucks on Sunday. But not just him. I mean, there's a lot of players that have just underperformed defensively. I mean, I know we talk about how Cam Reddish was, you know, pretty solid defensively, but it looked like he's taking a step back. And it's not a big step, but it doesn't look the same. DeAndre Hunter continued to be a pest on defense, but offensively it's been kind of up and down, and it sucks now because he's going to be out for 2 months, like I said earlier. And I had to drop him from my fantasy team, but he had a tendon injury, I think, in his wrist. So he's going to miss probably, I think they said approximately around like 26, 27 games. He'll probably be out over that. I don't expect him to be back approximately in 8 weeks. That's what the timeline was. But just with the way the Hawks handle things, you know, they usually let players like rest and, you know, sit games and do this and that. So I don't expect him to be back immediately, but that's a big loss for the Hawks, especially in the starting lineup. So right now, I'm pretty sure Kevin Huerter is going to come back in the starting lineup, which is not a bad thing, because last year Kevin Huerter was in the starting lineup for most of the season because DeAndre Hunter was hurt and Cam Reddish was hurt as well. So what Kevin Huerter does, in my opinion, he gives the Hawks starting lineup more ball handling, more playmaking, and not a knock on Hunter. Hunter is a great defensive player, and, you know, he has shown some good spots in his game offensively, but offensively, I think he's just not the player that Kevin Huerter is. And what the Hawks need right now in that starting lineup is more playmaking, more ball handling. Kevin Huerter has shown that he can be good defensively, and he improved on that last year when Hunter was out. So I don't think the Hawks are going to take that big of a step back. As you can see, the past 5 games, they have played like great teams. They played the Jazz twice. They played the Nuggets. They played the Nets. They played the Suns. Like, these are all good teams. They played the Warriors. The Warriors are what, 10-2 now? So I want to give them some grace, but at the same time, it's like, okay, the Hawks have shown, and they've said that they want to be a good team. They think they deserve to be at the top. You know, all the disrespect from this offseason analysts, everybody saying that, you know, they don't think they should be in the top 3, top 2. And I mean, right now they're not showing it. But they have an easy schedule coming up. Of course, they just beat the Bucks. That was a good win. Trae Young had 42 points. Next, they have the Magic. And, well, actually, this will come out on Tuesday. So they have already played the Magic on Monday. They got the Celtics. They got the Thunder, Spurs, Hornets. I know that's not maybe the order that the games are in, but the schedule lightens up. So if they can get a win streak going here, they're currently 5-9, if I'm not mistaken. But if they can get a win streak going here, get some chemistry going, get some things rolling on offense and defense, Capella, turns into the person that he was last year. John Collins has been playing amazing so far. He is living up to that contract. Trae Young continues to do what he's doing. I think this team will be set up for success going further into the season. And I mean, right now, it's still early in the season. Teams are still trying to figure out some things. So, right now the shift, it can shift. It can really shift. They're probably at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. Who knows? Next month or in January, they can be top 3, top 5 again. So it's all a process. It all takes chemistry, learning the offense. It comes to a lot of things. So let's see what these guys do. I appreciate you guys for rocking out with me. Subscribe, like, comment, share, tell your friends, tell your family. We are going up, guys. Roll to 100 subs. End of November. We are in the middle of November. And I am still not past 60. But I'm going to keep it going. Got to keep it going. And I don't know. I may not get the 100 subs by the end. But I know they are coming soon, guys. So continue to check out the videos that I got rolling out for you guys. Continue to stay consistent. Continue to bring some good content. I hope you guys continue to rock with me. This is your boy Leak, out.